Hi people, it's me, Anja, my pronouns all she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video. But before I get into the books, I just quickly want some feedback, because if you've recently noticed, I've changed the way that I've made my YouTube thumbnails, and I've always known that putting my face in my booktube thumbnails might make my videos more visually appealing for people to click on them, but then I've always struggled with internalized racism, let's be honest here, because the majority of the really popular booktubers are white, prettier people. So I've always, I don't know. That's a conversation for a different day. But basically, I didn't think that I was pretty enough to put my face in booktube thumbnails due to internalized racism and many other factors, possibly. But anyway, I hope that you're enjoying these new thumbnails, and if you dislike them, I'll revert back to the way that I used to make my thumbnails. But anyway, June overall was a very fruitful reading month, as I kept saying that over and over again, and this video basically recaps some of the books that I read towards the end of the month. So without any further ado, the first book on this list is called The Tournament. This story is a YA contemporary following 3 queer main characters at an all-girls boarding school who are all competing in their school's annual tournament. I thought this book was so excellent. I had really high expectations because I've read so many books by Rebecca in the past, and every single one of them, to my knowledge and my memory, has been so good. And this book was no exception. I loved the characters, the casual, normalized queer representation, even the sapphic love triangle without spoilers was so good, and I loved the characters individually, and the plot and the pacing and the writing and everything about it was so excellent, even the tournament itself. So anyway, with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called A Forgery of Fate. This story is a YA East Asian retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and I had really low expectations for it because this is the first time that I've rated a book by this author anything higher than 3 stars, and frankly, I really enjoyed it. I rated this book 4 stars because I just fell in love with the vibrant, storytelling and world building and characters, and I loved the romance so much. I really enjoyed it. It was so good. Everything about this book was absolutely so awesome and so pleasant, and it was so much fun to read. I was immersed in the story from the very beginning to the end. I don't think I've enjoyed a YA fantasy in such a long time. I've read so many YA contemporaries lately. I used to say that fantasy was my favorite genre in high school, and I still gravitate towards it, but so many YA fantasies I've been DNFing or rating 3 stars lately that I was pleasantly surprised when I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was so excellent and so well done. So anyway, with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called If We Survive This. This book is a YA contemporary, and it's technically set during a zombie apocalypse, and it follows a young queer main character who's trying to find her missing dad with her twin brother, and frankly, I did not enjoy this book as much as I was really expecting to. I think this author has done such a great job with Ophelia After All and This Is Me Trying, because those are such good character-driven coming-of-age queer stories that I've loved in the past, and I thought this book was going to be more plot-driven, given the fact that the characters are literally experiencing a zombie apocalypse. And I wish that the world building and the mystery and the plot itself were just more developed, because this book is very much character driven, and I wish that it wasn't, given the events. Even though I liked the characters and the dynamics and everything, I just felt first of all, the romance was very underdeveloped, even though I appreciated the mental health representation with her OCD and how normalized the queer representation was. I just wanted more plot, and that just didn't happen. So basically, I rated the story 3 stars because it felt very disappointing and very underwhelming, so take that as you will. The next book on this list is called The Mystery of Morrigan Clow, which, if you didn't know, is the 4th book in the Morrigan middle grade fantasy series, and I've been waiting 4 years for the sequel to come out. I love the Nevermoor series, I love these characters, and this book was definitely worth the wait. I love these characters, I love the world building and the plot, and the new characters and the mysteries, and everything. Like, this book was so good, and I loved it so much. Like, I love Morrigan and her friends and her family and everything. Like, this book is excellent. The world building continues to be so magical and so well done, and it's so vast, and I'm so excited to find out what happens next, even if I have to wait another 4 years for the 5th book or the 6th book or whatever. I think that Jessica plans to write 10 books or something like that. But anyway, I'm so excited to see what will happen next. This was such a solid sequel, and I just really, really enjoyed it. So with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. And I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Traitorous. This book is a YA historical fantasy, although it was marketed to me as a historical fiction. But anyway, this book follows a young bisexual main character who's caught between love and politics or something like that. I don't know. I'm not trying to say that I didn't like this book. Actually, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. I rated this book 3 stars because, first of all, the fantastical paranormal elements weren't exactly marketed to me. I wish they had been, because they felt like they came out of nowhere, and they weren't really something initially that I was supposed to be taking seriously, because I didn't. So to me, they felt like whiplash. Second of all, even though I appreciated the queer representation and the love triangle and the romance, I felt like the ending dragged on too long, and that felt really unnecessary. But I appreciated like the politics and the characters at times, and things made sense to me, but overall I was disappointed. So anyway, take that as you will. I rated this book 3 stars. The next book on this list is called We Could Be Magic. This story is a YA contemporary graphic novel following a young plus-size main character who's trying to become one of the princess characters at her summer job at a theme park. And I thought this book was so good, and it was so wholesome. First of all, the illustrations are so beautiful and so pretty and visually stunning. Second of all, the story itself was so wholesome and so lighthearted. I loved the friendships and the characters and the romance, and everything about it felt so sweet and so awesome and just so good. Like, I think this book was so well done. I felt like at times the romance could have been a little bit more developed and the story could have been a bit longer, but overall I rated this book 4 stars because I truly enjoyed it. It felt so sweet and so well done and just so magical, and everything about it was just so good. So anyway, with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. So in conclusion, I hope that this video helped diversify your reading month. I hope that you also had a fruitful reading month last month. I'm filming this on the last day of June, so I might fit in a few more books this month, but I'm not quite sure yet. But anyway, I think I read like 38 books this month. But anywho, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the bell emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!